Ahoy, glue gurus! How you guys doing? This is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Models. We're gonna have a good show tonight. We're gonna Thursday night live stream. I finished up my my Wildcat. She's all done. Starting a new build. Like I acquired this kit from Mr. Daniel Britton. He put it in the box. He sent me my supplies. Thank you, Daniel, for this. And you're honored, dear sir. Along with that B25 and the PBY coming in a half track. It's all dedicated to you, buddy. And we're going to build this together. Can we build this JF-2 duck? Yes, we can. We're going to build her. Here's my Wildcat. I made a video of it today. It's all done. Came out pretty good. I like this Wildcat. This is a good kit. It really is. Okay, we got 9 watching and 2 thumbs up on the chat board. We got Mr. Daniel Britton. He's with us. We got Pappy Chuck. He's with us. And we have Dingy Schultz. He's with us. Dingy Schultz. He's with us. And Raymond. He's with us. So we got a pretty good start. A cast of subscribers on the chat. And in the beginning, Daniel Britton says, "Going to do a duck?" I say, "Yes, I am, dear sir." And Chuck says, "I see, Frankie." And Daniel Britton again says, "The older box art is much better." Eric ran a show about the Air Apaches. That was good. I could see that. And yeah, I agree. The box art was a lot better back in the 1980s. It was color. It was a lot more color, everything. And Chuck says, "I say, let's make this thing really float." "Oh, I'll try with Sunday's finest." And Dingy said, "I'm still trying to understand the approximate 1/48 scale." That's 1/4 inch scale makes 1/48 scales. 1/4 inch scale is 1 foot. And Raymond says, "Hello." I say, "Hello" back to Raymond. Raymond said, "I wish a duck would be done in 1/32 scale." Perhaps someday they may, Raymond. I got the blueprints from Cleveland Models, the Grumman duck. 1/24 scale. Daniel Britton says they claim the duck kit is actually the 1/50 scale. It may be. It may be. We got the BD scale model says hello. I said hello back. Welcome to tonight's show. It's Thursday night live stream. Daniel Britton says those open cows that's really add to the looks of that Wildcat. Yes, they do. Agree 100%. That was a good kit. I really enjoyed building that Wildcat. It took me about 3 or 4 days to build it, maybe a week to build it, off and on. Probably take a good week to build this. And we're going to get started on this here. These are the liveries that's offered in the decal sheet they give you. And I'm thinking about maybe doing this one right here. This original kit used to be an ITC kit, Ideal Toy Craft Corporation. It was molded in red plastic. It came with a motor. And the molds have been surrendered since 1963, when ITC eventually went out of business. And it was disappeared for decades on end until mid-1980s. This company called Glencoe came in. They took over the old molds, old ITC molds, like the Battleship Oregon and the Lifeboat and the J2F duck right here, and a few other in Spirit of St. Louis, who used to be a Ringo kit. And but also the Stenson tri-motor they had too. That was an ITC kit. And also the Dornier 12 flying boat. That was all ITC kits. I guess they bought all the ITC molds, which is good. And I guess they're still Glencoe is still in business. Between them and Atlantis, they're bringing out a lot of these old 1950 baby boomer kits that we used to have. Now it says 148 scale in this box. It could be 150 or 148. I really don't know. But you got to do mathematically using calipers and break it down to scale. 148 scale is 150, 148 inches, 1/4 scale. 148 inches, 1/4 scale. 150 is the same thing. So this may be 150 scale, but it's a good size airplane. I can remember it had a motor in it, and the wheels they fold and go up and down. As it floats, I really don't know, but in real life they did. The JF-2 Duck came out in the mid 1930s. It was used as an auxiliary rescue plane. A lot of them were, believe it or not, a lot of them used them on aircraft carriers. Not aircraft carriers, but battleships and cruisers. And they more or less used a battleship that started out with NC3 with the Burner Joyce NC3s, uh, biplane observation craft. Then they came out with the SOC Seagulls. And they used the ducks on there too. So mostly these ducks were land-based aircraft. The Coast Guard more or less had favoritism to it because they're good for rescue and they're amphibious. And in case of an event of a rescue operation, they're pretty well suited, like that in the PBY. Okay. Danny says, well, this isn't how low does the word approximate fit in there. It's the size of the model. And the Ravens decided to finish the Stug 3 before I start the BF-110, which is 1/32 scale. That's great. That's good. Now, I got two 1/32 scale Bishop 110s. I got one by Dragon, and I've got the old Revell one. The Dragon one ain't too shabby. I think Dragon made some pretty good models. Their instructions is not as confusing as the Serial Rabbit, but they do make good kits. I think only got two Dragon kits. I got the baby flat top USS Princeton, which was a converted Cleveland class cruiser. Well, and also got the Messerschmitt BF-110. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. It was a swallow a toad. Yeah, I got the Dragon too. It's a good kit. I got all appreciated it. Well, it's in my storage. I think it comes to the painting of it. It's all appreciated. I think I painted the olive brow underneath the light sky blue underneath the other side, waiting for the top measure codes they used. It's a real good kit. We'll have a little head box view of this before we start the build. Let's bring the camera down and take a look at this logo right here. That's all the clear parts to give you right there. Not too bad. They're a little legible. You can read that through them. They're pretty good. Give you the canopy itself and the observer's windows if it's on the float body. And the instruction, those decals are excellent. Maybe photograph decals. Possibility in the yard. We'll look at the decals first. Scalemaster decals they are. Real nice decals. Got the Coast Guard, the Navy here. So you have different liveries on here. The meatball roundels are really good too. I like those a lot. You got your identification squadron chevron on there. But also your band on there. Also the logos where you have on stands and stuff that they have. A very nice decal set. Very nice decals. I give them a 10. Okay, as you open up instructions, it gives you the color call outs what you need. And the history of the duck. The diversity of the Grumman's awkward-looking G2F reconnaissance planes more than made up for its rigid appearance. Initially flown mid-1933. Yeah, they got that for the awning. They did. And the lumbering biplane proved out to be sturdy and reliable during more than 2 decades of operational service, called the Duck. It was designed to be catapulted for naval ships. Like I said, they were on carriers and battleships. No, they were on battleships and cruisers. It served as a ship-to-shore carrier. During World War II, the Duck was assigned scouting and air-sea rescue missions. The Navy, Marines, and the Coast Guard. It was latter role, strength, and durability made it popular with not only its own crewmen, but especially by the downed airmen and fortunate enough to be rescued by the Duck. Elegant crew. Because of the rugged and metal construction of the hull, the Duck could survive severe pounding by rough seas. In one instance, the Duck was lifted by a wave and literally hurled over a reef, which successfully took off only in return to the ship. So it didn't hurt anything. It probably scratched up maybe. In 1937, Argentina received the first dozen of the Grumman amphibians. The early models were the JF series, and in 1939, they required the J2F model to fit in this kit. So this earlier model. These planes served throughout World War II and were still in use during the 1955 Argentine Revolution. Nearly 20 years they began the military service. The Coast Guard accepted the J2F version of the original design in 1935-36. They are durable aircraft. The later version served throughout World War II. Some of the harshest environments, including the Arctic regions around Alaska and Greenland. The United States Coast Guard aircraft depicted in this kit, the VA-143, served on the United States Coast Guard Alexander Hamilton. Cut it. The Hamilton. Bering Sea patrols in 1938. She'd finish out her days in World War II patrolling the Caribbean Oceans and the Oxy Naval Air Station in Mississippi. Here's the liveries right here. whatever decals you select to choose. And the instructions ain't nothing to write home about. They're quite simple. Number one, got your control yoke. Oh, this is your landing gear linkage for your landing gear. So they fold. They don't have the scale struts of the real thing like that of the Grumman Wildcat like I have over here. They didn't incorporate the real actual scale struts for it. It was more like a gimmick model. So it came up like it slipped up and went back up, slipped back and went down. And they were operational. And once that's done, your fuselage together, your engine, canopy, and your stabilizers will follow. Lastly, the extraction of your wings. And the ordnance give you some rockets back there. I think they're bombs or mines. I don't know what they are. I think they're rockets. So that's it with the instructions and the history of it. Everything's bagged. Let's get you can see right here. It's all bagged. So I'm gonna try to keep everything in this bag because I got a very, very bad habit of losing parts when I take stuff out of the bag. Fuselage is pretty good size. Yeah, all loose parts are like I figured it would be. Flash ain't too bad in this kit, but there is some flash. Let's see the fuselage picture in here. Oh yeah. No filler here. None at all. Real good fit. The wings are very nice. You see the scale ribs, there's a lot of detail there. Same thing, the bottom wings, they're good. They come in halves, top and bottom halves of the wings. Got all loose parts floating around in here. I'll leave my rockets up, I'm not going to put them on there. They are not very poorly molded rockets. I look at them, you can tell they're rockets, but they're not very detailed at all. So I'll leave them off. I don't think you ever carry stuff like that. There's your floats right here. These are bulkheads with your canopy. These are all your floats right here. End struts. The dry cyclone engine will give you. Nothing right home about there. That's what you see is what you get. Those pilot seats are pretty chunky. I'm going to build this right out of the box. I'm not going to do any special modifications on anything like that. Give it a good paint job and work slowly. Stabilizer's one unit right there. Of course, you got the whole entire unit right there. Just sets on, you're done. Ho ho ho! Look at those pilots. They got nothing on Mr. Douglas' body, don't they? No legs. Typical 1950 technology. Right here's your landing gear. So that's right here. Here's your exhaust ring for your engine. So you paint it really nice, it'll come to life okay. Inside here, there's all kinds of goodies here. You got your cowling, got your propeller, you got your vertical stabilizer, your rudder. This here looks like a crank. That's part of your landing gear assembly. Here's your cabin struts right here. Here's your cockpit floor. I don't know what that is, but we'll get to it. Shaped like a U. I don't have a clue what this is. I'm quite sure it'll show up in the instructions once I start building the model. Tires all there. Little landing gear. The leg gear cranks. Cut the floor. These are your cabin struts, so your inner wing, your airplane struts for your top wing. Here's your 30 caliber machine gun right there. It's supposed to be. Airplane strut. Here's your end strut for your floats. There are actually 3 on the tree. You got one wild in the bag. Put that there. Your tires. You got flash around your tires you got to clean up. Here's your 2 cabin struts right here. I mean, your airplane struts. Put my box here so I can get loose and check some of the parts in there because yes, there is. And if you have a bag of parts, guys, make sure you look through it. But they'll stick. Like grains of sugar in a bag of sugar. You always find some stuff stuck to the bottom of the bag. Always look around the corners and stuff. See if there's any parts, because like I say, sometimes it gets stuck in you can't see it. It goes away when it comes to getting to it. Say, hey, where'd it go? And then you always take a good inspection and stuff. So that's all gone. Okay. This is a nice model, guys. It may be old like me, but I'm pretty sure I could transform an old turd into a silk purse. No problem in there. No problem, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Finish my coffee and see what's on the chat board, then we'll get started on the duck. Yeah, it sure is, Daniel. It's a darn good kit. I built one before. Matter of fact, I still got the one I bought in the mid 1980s. It's in my stash. Yeah, it's a nice kit. I agree with Daniel. The old box cart was really nice. It was in color. The whole plane was in color. It was changed box art. There's a movie called Murphy's War. I think it was named O'Toole, Peter O'Toole. You're taking an revenge on an old U-boat submarine. There was one of the ships out there, and somehow he got his hands on a duck. You know how to fight a thing. You see that they're going boom, 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 bouncing in the water, bouncing again, come back up again, and bounce. They finally got the hang of it. They finally got it in the air. That was a good movie, Murphy's War. I may watch that tonight. So I wanted to have the B-17. I got it all done. All I got to do is just put the decals on it, and the bottom decals, U.S. Army, and a couple of the deep wing blocks on it. It's ready for the final build, so I have that for you tomorrow too. I want to get them both done, but I got the blockhead all done. So we got 2 final reveals this week. It's not too bad. Possibly we'll have 3 tomorrow. Model students with us. How you doing, buddy? He said, evening, everybody. So we say evening back. Welcome to the Thursday night live stream. We got a good chat board going up right now. We'll be starting the construction on the Grumman duck right here. While student says, you're getting more done on bench than me. Get busy outside in the summer. So nice out. Yes, it is. Right now we're living in the dog days of summer right now. And pretty soon it's going to get cold. Thank you, model student. I appreciate that, buddy. Actually came out pretty good. It was a good kit, you know. That's why I say you got to work slow with these things. You work slow, it come out excellent. It's the only way they come out good. You build them too fast, you know, that takes the fun out of it. Like this is a very simple kit. I could build this kit if the race was on, the foot race, about 2 hours, about an hour, maybe an hour, I could build this whole kit. But it would be no fun. I like to paint, prepare, paint, and build. You look at it, check out mistakes and stuff. I was watching Alex modeling. He comes to Portugal. I think he works for the military police. He's a police officer. Real nice guy, a good bodybuilder. real nice fella. He was building one of these Hellers 1/100 scale HMS Victory. He has the same kit I've got. And when he was working on it, painted, he had it all painted up real nice, and the stern gallery is all painted perfect. They somehow, one of his subscribers gave him the Dolphy photo etch set for the Victory. Then he has to turn around, take all the paint off, and cut this out, cut that out, and just double your pleasure. I could not do that. That thing, once I get started, that thing, there ain't no sense of taking the paint off and start over again. Too much work. It took me over a week to paint this thing. Oh boy, we can start here in a couple seconds. JF-2 duck. So it's approximately 148 scale. It could be bigger, could be smaller than that. Now I got the Airfix 1/72 scale Grumman duck that I built. That was a good kit. I think that was a 70s kit that came out of the Airfix. I bought the one that came out of the red box. It was, I think it's U.S. Air Force markings, all aluminum with Day-Glo visibility colors like red on there, insignia red on the wing tips and the mounted tail area. It was a nice plane. It came out really good. I like that rubber duck. Okay, it's showtime. Let's get started. You'll see what's going on. Like that. That's great fuselage drag. Yeah. Okay, here we go, man. Let's get started. So that was fuselage strips. This thing came with a stand one time. Remember that? Boy, it's hardly any flash on this thing at all. A kit that's almost 70 years old. Okay, we'll start with landing gear linkage. Yeah, I found out what that part was. It was a retainer. Oh, I know that piece goes through. That's a retainer for the landing gear. A piece to look at a while ago. I'll show you guys. One landing gear done already. Yeah. Let's get out here. So it's going to have 2 rows. Fits down here. Locks in the landing gear. Keeps it from coming out. The retainer. Yeah. Get that dry. Get the other side done. See you guys.
Here's some pies.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. That poor kid. That's my grandson for you. Excuse me, guys. Now the grandson gave me some pies a while ago. I said, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, where was I? Okay, I'm over here. was there. It wasn't real. So yeah, I gotta find the retainer for that. Right there. Not much this kid at all, guys, to be honest with you. Not much at all. Just gotta take your time with it and toy with it a little bit. Well, you know it's done. Got that done. The land gear's almost up. It's up now. It comes down, it goes this way like that. See, instead of having the oleos come out this way like it's supposed to, they did that to make it retractable. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I ain't putting those pilots in there, that's darn sure. They look hideous. Now, Kirby Cam, he has a duck. He flies all the time. The interior is all aluminum. Got research of Cam on this guy. What you see is what you get. That's all there is to this thing. I don't think it has this one panel on there. Check the detail sheet. Nope. Wait a minute. Wait. Nope. No joke either. Let's check that board here. Hey, take care, Dee. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. God bless you. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow night, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. We got Mark 6310 says I have an old Hot Cafe beer cat kit. I should build someday soon. That's a good kit, it really is. I had one of them before. It was all chrome finish. Remember that. And Mr. Dan Britt says I hope it doesn't matter, but the PBY is an early version with no retractable landing gear. Yeah, that's the PBY 5. That was used at Illinois Naval Air Station, Honolulu, Hawaii. I think a PBY that you sent me, Daniel, is probably comes in has in the water with the red and white checkered, red and white striped tail. On the box top, it has it flying over the water. I think it is. That was one they used in Pearl Harbor. I think the station at Illinois Naval Air Station. That's up in North Field up in Honolulu, Hawaii, the other side of the island. That's what all kept on Coronados at, PBYs, JF-2 ducks. Something right a bit. Take a little break right here. I'll go ahead and spray. I got some aluminum I can spray inside there. When they're dry, we'll pop the windows in for the fuselage. And we got Eric with us. Hello, Eric. We got Matt, Loose Model Designs. He's with us. And he said, I work on my 148 medium meds while I watch and listen. Pipe when I can. Okay, buddy. Dana says, nice video on the air patches today. Also, photo of the fake gun parts. I will check that out there. Hello to you, dear sir. How you doing, Eric? Excuse me. Working on the old Grumman duck. I finished up my Wildcat, buddy. I made a video of it today. Every time I pick this thing up, it reminds me of the old monogram one. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Eric. It's an old ITC kit. It was molded in red plastic. I got that in my storage. Mine came with a stand and it had an electric motor in it too. Now that guy was about the only company that made this thing at the time until Airfix came in. I got the blueprints, the plans to it by Cleveland Models Supply. 124 scale, also a larger scale. What is it? What scale would that be? That'd be 3/4 scale. Jerry's model says, hello, Frankie, and all chat. Greetings from Ireland. Greetings to you, dear sir. Thank you for tuning in. Mark says, Wildcat was a good-looking plane. Yes, it is. The Glencoe kit don't have the stand, Eric. But what it does, it has the shows you the location right there where the stand goes at. See, my kit, the ITC kit came with a stand. And the landing gear works on this thing too as well. It goes up and down and stuff. Cranks up, goes down, cranks up. Let me show you guys. Can't see it with my big hands in the way. Goes up and down like that. And Matt says, good day from Jerry from Ireland. Good day, Jerry from Ireland. Wow, people all over the world chime in. I like that. I really love that very much. Makes me smile. And Eric from Celebrity Vintage Model Kit says, too bad the ITC and Ringo version have the awesome clear blue waistband. Yes, it does. Even the first boxes like Glencoe, this kit didn't come with a stand. I first got it down there at Smitty's Hobby Shop. I always get my models out. I say, man, oh, what happened to the stand of this thing? It's way too bad. That's the kind of material that's what they give you right there. Big little chunky seats, a cockpit floor, and two bulkheads right there. So anybody who wants to scratch a building, this thing is welcome scratching all you can. If I was to scratch build this thing, I will not use that landing gear right there. I'll make me a whole new floor. I had side panels on there. I drilled some holes out, make me an instrument panel, a joystick, and everything. Those pilots are a joke. They got whacked off from the waist down. But the rest of the model is pretty good. But it's definitely an old school model kit, to say the least. Definitely old school. I have a lot of folks from Canada come in. We've got Matt from Canada, Jerry's from Canada. No, and Eric, California. That's from Alberta, Canada. No, Jerry from Canada. I'm sorry. I was have to check that. Jerry's mom is right. He's Irish. I'm sorry. My apology, buddy. Bruce, man, where in tarnation have you been, old buddy? I'm getting really worried about you. I haven't seen you had no new models coming out of nothing. Hope you're healthy and the family's okay. I was worried about you, but I was about ready to give you an email and find out what's shaking. Mystic Modeler Bruce from the garage. He's a wonderful model builder. He does good models and he does good work and he puts them out. So anybody like to see his channel, he has a lot of good, well worth videos out there you can watch. He has good stuff out there, so I'm sure to visit his channel. The clear parts, Bruce, are right here. I'll give you a canopy and give you two observation windows, which fits right here. These little small windows fit in the inside only. So I'm going to have to use some micro mask on that. Here's one for the dipper. You guys want to get a good chuckle. There's your pilots right there. No arms, no legs, just two useless figures. But that was the technology he had back in the 1950s. This kit came out in 1956. Ringo brought it out. After Ringo got done with it, they cemented the molds to ITC. ITC went out of business probably 1961, 1962, somewhere around there. And they went back to toys instead of making models. And Glencoe back in the middle 80s picked up on the molds. Everything else is history from there. It's a good kit that requires a lot of scratch building if you want to do a good detail related to it. But I'll go ahead and build this out of the box. I'm not going to use those pilots. Those pilots are horrible. And I don't think I have any 148 scale pilots. Man, those guys are hideous. No arms. Not at all. Here's a hubcap for your wheels. Like I say, these rockets are hideous. Very, very hideous. I will not use them. Yeah, I'll go to your channel, Jerry. Check out your goods, buddy. Yes, I have. Mark, go to my old channel, Frankie Day Models. I built an old 1955 Revell box scale P39 Air Cobra. I built that. You'll like that. That's the original Revell that I had. I built that when I was living in my trailer, so be sure to go there and you'll see it right there. It's a good kit. The pilot is pretty good in that thing. You know, it's that's probably one of my first Revell planes I built. When it came out in 1950. The first one was the V-25 by Revell, and I built the V-24 after that, and I think then the P-39 came out. My first Aurora kit was the P-38 Lightning. It was molded some kind of like a blue plastic, like a blue Blake plastic. The P-39 Air Cobra was very underestimated. It was a good air. They used that in Burma, and they used that in New Guinea during South Pacific. They're good airplanes. A lot of pilots didn't like them because they didn't like the idea of having an Allison engine right behind your backs and straddling a goddamn 20mm cannon that goes through the spinner. They had that car door entry to get to the cockpit. I got a Revell 1/32 scale P-39 Air Cobra. The darn company jipped me out of some stabilizers and some other parts out of it. And I may have to scratch Bill Patson more to get that thing with the stuff. So I get my stash here from out there in Ohio. I'm going to probably start doing some review, and I can't find out what I need to get that thing going. See if I can find some parts for it. Oh, yes. The Russians are pretty darn good. I mean, they make good use out of Air Cobras, P-39s. They're just like the same thing like the English did with the Brewster Buffaloes. They made really good with Buffalo. They did a better job using the Buffaloes than we did because the pilots are pretty pretty well like experienced pilots they have. Pretty combat experienced pilots. So it gets all about piloting. But the United States Navy couldn't use them because they were obsolete anyway. You didn't think much of them. I think that's fuselage is some aluminum paint. Take my paint booth. Yeah, a couple seconds, fellas. I'm gonna do this thing a paint job. Let it dry. Good, 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 good. Hey, Bruce, what happened, buddy? Uh, you're in rehab. What happened, buddy? My God. Bruce, are you okay? What happened, buddy? My God. Oh, you gotta believe Bruce has got diabetes. That's what I said about my dad. I came home from Westpac when I was in the Navy. Came home from leave, come back to Vietnam. I was coming home for about 3-day leave. I had 16 months in country. I came home. My father was sitting on the couch. No, he was sitting in a chair with his foot on a coffee stool. I mean, a footstool. I looked at his foot. It was on. They took him to the hospital. I had to cut his foot off and stuff. That diabetes starts from your feet first and works its way up. My God. Yeah, I saw that. You're right, Mark. I was watching that with the Air Force on Marianne, B-17 they flew. I need to finish up with Grumman Avenger. This is 1/72nd scale. This is Academy kit. I'll be painting that tomorrow. I forgot all about this now. I kept looking up. So what the hell's hanging up there in the ceiling up there? I'll be doggone from the TDF. The only 1/72nd scale TBF I ever had before was the old Airfix one. That wasn't a bad kit, to tell the truth. NASA office, that's what they come to painting. Yeah, same thing happened to my father, Bruce, except he got just treated in time. So my dad let it go for a long time. He didn't go see. He didn't know he had diabetes. It wasn't for me coming home from leave, take care of it. He could have died or got infected or something. I don't know. But anyway, it took half my dad's foot off. He was scheduled. When I took him in there that day, he was scheduled for surgery. Oh my God. So you cut you the time, you'll be okay. They'll probably give you some K-Flex and some other stuff, you know, like my dad was using. I pray for you tonight, buddy. I don't want you to live and have a gimp foot. You'll be okay, buddy. Get back and start work on some models. You'll be okay. I knew there's something wrong because usually you put those models out really quick. You're out there building them all, making videos. You're like me, you know, constantly posting videos, and then you came through it for a while. It's getting I have second thoughts. Where's Bruce at? I'm wondering about him. Hope he's okay, but now I know. You'll be all right, buddy. You'll be okay. How much longer are you going to stay in rehab there, Bruce? When are they going to ship you back home where you're supposed to be? Give you another week or so? Oh, wow, Raven. I had no idea you had diabetes too, buddy. I mean, I tell you guys, that's a double disease right there. You know, I was very lucky, very fortunate that I didn't have diabetes because that doctor tells me, well, sometimes it skips a generation. But I think my father got his not taking care of himself. He drank, being a Navy man like he was during World War II and Korean War, World War One. So like he did a lot of drinking, so I guess that kind of caught up with him on that. But I got myself checked out. I found out that I was diabetic. The doctor says just get a blood test right now, see if you got diabetes. And they came back negative, so I'm okay. They said, well, let's skip you. With type 2 diabetes, is that treated by insulin or you got to take a pill? Sometimes, see, my wife Ruthie, my dad took 2 shots a day, and my wife Ruthie, she had diabetes too, and she took two shots a day. Oh, Chuck's diabetic too. My God. Yeah, gotta take care of yourself, man. Lay up with food you ain't supposed to be eating and stuff like that. I'll tell you a lot of diabetes I believe is coming from the food that we're eating. I'm quite sure, you know. See, years ago when I was a little boy growing up in this world, I was born back in the middle of the 1940s. You can line up, let's say, you can line up what? Okay, let's go about 1,000 people. You can line up 1,000 people. Only one person out of 1,000 may have diabetes. Nowadays, it's just the opposite. You line up 1,000 people, you find one person there who don't have it. I think it's the diet stuff we're eating. Like, you know, I see a lot of people like going to McDonald's and stuff, eating all that fast food, junk food, stuff like that. That stuff is it's just loaded with sugar and all the other stuff done with it. It may be good, but it's not good. My mother and father told me a long time ago, if it's good, it's not good for you. Chuck says, I need a donut. Exactly. I agree with you 100%, Matt. You're 100% correct, buddy. You hit the nail right on the head. Exactly. You buy foods like that, you look you got ingredients looking at stuff, they got artificial flavoring. That could be a million things. Additives, that could be a million things. They do that just I don't know, it's all by design to poison people. Like they say it's cheaper to kill people with food than it is to go to war. The United States of America used to be a war-based economy. Now they find out it's not cheaper to kill people with food than to train them to go to war and buy war equipment and everything else to go to war with. But I tell you, it's awful, buddy. It's awful. And it's terrible. Jerry Model says, I like a few beers. I'll take my chances. A Wilford Brumley, I remember him. Big old mustache he had. Yeah, my dad had it really bad. It started out with his left foot, and see, this is your toe, right over here with the toe deep there. That's where it was ulcerated right there. You can see the bone right there. When I seen that, I go, my God, Dad, you're going to sick bay right now. Oh, that can't do nothing. Yes, they can, sir. They're going to sick bay right now. So I helped my dad hobble in the car, took him in there. He was in it probably about an hour. Doctor came out and says, "Is this your father?" "Yes, sir, he sure is. He's got diabetes." "So what is that?" So "You know what diabetes is?" He says, "No." So he explained it to me. He says, "You're military, are you?" "Yeah, I got my sailor suit on. Definitely United States Navy." And he goes, "Well, okay. Tell you what, you want to take a blood test right now? Is that check if you got diabetes?" "Well, sure. I don't have the stuff my dad's got." So when's the last time you had medical checkup? When I was in the Navy. They checked me all the time and gave me shots and stuff. Well, you may be okay. But just for safe side, we'll see if we'll screen to see if you got it. So they took out my blood, and probably about an hour later came in and said, "You're negative, you're good." Let's say you're born, when's the year were you born? So I was born August 21st, 1945. He says, "Well, diabetes wasn't too bad back then." There's a lot of people, very seldom had it. We'll skip you. Your father, what got your dad is his diet. Did your dad ever drink beers and stuff like that? "Oh, yeah. Yeah." He never drank around his kids because he had respect for us kids. I never knew my dad drank beer until I was 15 years old when I took out the trash can one time. I saw a whole bunch of beer bottles in there. And that's why your father scheduled the surgery right now to take off half his foot. They said it may rise to the other foot too. The stuff spreads, so we'll see get as much as we can out of it. They took half his foot off. And I went back to see again about a year later, took the half of his other foot off. And about a year after that, they took us both his feet off. And about 2-3 years after that, they took his legs off. After his legs went, his eyeballs went. But I said, I don't mind losing my limbs. But you start losing your eyes. There's a whole different world, living in a world of darkness. I asked my dad when he started going by, I said, Pop, how's your eyes? And he says, well, you look through a window, what do you see out there? I said, well, I see everything out there. It's like looking through a window with oil on it. Like you take a rag with oil in it, you rub it on the window, you try to see things through that window, you can't. I can see shadows. I can see people walking in front of me. And my ears are very keen. I can hear a lot better, and I can smell a lot better, and I can taste a lot better, and I can detect things with those three senses right there. And my dad had a special way of, he was in a wheelchair, he finally got himself around, and what he do, he said, Frank, when you go in the kitchen, make yourself something to eat, don't move stuff around, leave it there where it's at, because that's where I put stuff at. I know where it's at. If you take it and put it in the rightful place where it's supposed to be, it'll take me a couple of weeks to figure out where it's at. I got to sniff stuff, taste stuff, find out where it's at, and I put it where I know where it's at. He got to a point where he knew where everything was at because I guess that's when the seventh sense kicked in. You know, his sense of smell was a lot more keener. His hearing, his sense of hearing was keener. His taste was keener. He could smell real good, was a lot more keener. He was 104 years old when Dad died, you know. Oh, Bruce says, I'm studying the plans for USS Kearsarge, super warships. There you go, buddy. That's the best medicine in the world is your modeling. You'll be back at the model bench real soon. Just heal up and get home as fast as you can, buddy. We miss you. And Chuck says, I walked 20 miles, 20 bears, 20 miles barefoot in the snow to alcohol. He's got a bag of fries right there. And Bruce says, I don't use shots, but just came out with nowhere daily blood sugar readings. 119 is great, but I watch what I eat. There you go, buddy. You gotta take care of yourself. You want to live this world a little longer? You gotta take care of yourself. You know. So Grumman ducks are fine. Nice little cat. Well, I got enough super glue here to last me a long, long time. Something about low the accelerator. Oh yeah, Jerry does. It's see nowadays this is hereditary. See, guys, years ago, I can remember this. I've always been questioned why does a person get married? They got to take a blood test. Well, I found out when I talked to a doctor one time. So Doctor Norm, that was his name. I asked him why does people get married? When they get married, they got to take a blood test for. What is that supposed to achieve? It says you're going to have kids who get married. Suppose you're a diabetic or you have heart disease or you got something going on, and your kids will probably get it too. That's the reason why. Nowadays, it's not mandatory to take blood tests anymore. I took a blood test when I got married. The only woman I got married to didn't have to take a blood test for was Ruthie, my last wife I had, where she passed away. Because I knew she had diabetes. She couldn't have kids, and she's too old, stuff. But she was diabetic to boot. And so I was supposed to take a blood test. But when I married Brenda, my daughter's mother, I took a blood test before we got married. Her blood came back negative, and mine came back negative. My wife died of cancer. My daughter's mother, because she smoked a lot. She was smoking Chesterfield cigarettes. Those cigarettes right there caused her to have cancer. The only thing I ever smoked was cigars and pipes. Last time I put a cigarette in my mouth was when my mother and I were in the kitchen one time, and she was doing the dishes. My mother smoked Pell cigarettes, Pell Reds. Of course, all kids are monkey see, monkey do. You always like to find out what it's all about by smoking. And my mother, she can read my mind pretty much because she's my mother. And I'll sit at the table. My mother says, I see you taking my cigarettes. So how the hell she know I'm taking her cigarettes if she got her back turned towards me? So you won't smoke that much, let me finish these dishes for you. We'll have a little smoking session going on. So you're not going to spank me if I smoke a cigarette, Mom? No, why should I spank you for it? It's stupid. So you're going to learn sooner or later. I was hoping you could hold off. You got older in life. Since you want to smoke, we'll go for it, but not right now. When you finish the dishes and we get to the table, we'll smoke together. I said, okay, Mom. He sat there and said, okay, ready to puff? I said, yeah. Put that cigarette in my mouth. She lit it. I said, gee, Mom, I'm about the only kid around here in this whole block that smokes cigarettes. My mom said, oh, yes, you are. You sure are. Hey, Frankie. Yeah, Mom, you smoke it the wrong way. What do you mean? I smoke like, well, you do. No, you're not. So watch me. She took a big breath, took that cigarette, and the smoke came out of her mouth. Now you try. I did that. And man, next thing I know, I was on my hands and knees praying to St. John. I was a sick, sick puppy, boys. I said, man, hell with this. I ain't gonna smoke cigarettes no more. Be nice. Let's see here. The wheel there. I gotta move these wheels down. Pop them off. So your wheels are down. You want to retract them. You come up like this and pull that side down like that. But there's no landing gear to cover your own thing. So you have to probably make one out of scratch. I had never figured that out though. I wasn't going to. The wheels are up. MFTCY, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to Thursday Night Live with me and the boys. Working on the J2F duck. Yeah, Model Suit says lettuce for me. Model Suit says I took my dog for a walk and the girls are pretty well built. Yeah, they're built nowadays. Most of these girls nowadays are brazen. I mean, I get on Facebook and post some of my models on there. And they got these girls, what do you call it? BBLs, you call it. Their buttocks is about 5 axe handles wide. Nothing but full of whatever they put in that stuff. And they, I guess they call it twerking. You know what that reminds me of, guys? It reminds me of a colony of baboons. Now you get to a geographical channel and watch baboons. You'll see it, the female baboon will run up backwards up there to the male baboon. And the male baboon will go up to her like that. He'll look right, left like that. He'll go on and start giving a hunch job, you know. And he'll back off and take off. Then she'll come and go next one and hit. God didn't make women to be that way, you know. I don't know why. There's a lot of good girls out there. There's a lot of good women in this world, man. But God, that some of them are pretty abrasive. And that's not ladylike. The way I look at it, I'm old-fashioned, guys. I was raised old-fashioned. And I got nothing but girls in my family. Nothing but girls, and they don't do stuff like that. It comes to good parenting, you know. You got to keep your parents. You got to keep your wits on your family and stuff, and watch them and take care of them and stuff. But you see stuff like that. That's monkey see, monkey do stuff, you know. It's terrible. Oh, Matt. They wacky wild Kool-Aid style, all right. I think look comes down too. I never see a duck land on an aircraft carrier. I guess they do. You don't need to fill it all. It comes out pretty good. You can tell. No filler. Oh, running low on accelerator. This stuff was good. Just like that. I'm kind of worried about for John, Newport 28C. I can know how he's faring. I've been working on the Coronado. I just haven't made any videos of it yet. Pretty good. The bell's pretty good too. Yeah, I wish they could stand this thing. I know the one they got from the 1980s. Glencoe first came out with it again. Didn't have a stand, but my Renko ITC kit did though. I got to check out Eric's his modeling page to find out what kind of stuff we got going on there. It's pretty good. Oh boy. We had dinner night. I had one of those kind of meals. Pop in the microwave, spaghetti tonight. I want my daughter. She works. She don't have time to cook supper around the house, and she usually gives us me to eat. I don't eat that much like I used to, you know. And I got a couple of pies over there. I got snack. Got peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I got stuff to eat around here. I got popcorn right there. No, okay. Beats eating out of a can. When you're hungry, you gotta eat. You gotta eat no matter, you know. Yeah. I think we're all in the same canoe right here. Tail's up now. They're going to modify that tail. Modify that tail. So change it where it's supposed to be. It's the only modification you can do is that tail. Maybe the early version of the duck like that was it had two elliptical. Before it was really round like this up front, too elliptical. That's a very easy modification doing this thing. Perfect. Perfect. That's up on wheels. Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, for these modifications. That bend, we just cut out the overflow. Make sure it's straight. Good now. But one time, this was a must-have kit too. One time, I got mine at TJ Grant's model department. That's where they had a lot of good models back in the days. They go, hey, look at that, Frank. Look at this duck right here. Oh wow, yeah. Was that some kind of observation plane or something? Yes. It's a rescue plane. I used to work on them all the time. The kit cost exactly $1.29 back then. Nowadays, this is Glencoe, $30 maybe. This kid is. Well, ready for a cup of coffee, boys. Everybody's having a good time on my chat board tonight. I really enjoy that because I read you guys' stuff. You know, you guys are conversating with each other. To me, this is very healthy and very good. Yeah, it's pretty sweet landing gear, but like I say, you know, it's but the regular the scale landing gear struts are not there in this kit. It just comes down like this. Once it go up, when it fold up, it goes up like this. Of course, the guy's cranking like this. Because it had a hydraulic, he was cranking about 36 times. He still keeps cranking, keeps cranking, keeps cranking, keeps cranking, and the wheels are in there. All of a sudden, the tab will stick up on the wing like that. One other that the wing is in there. All I did is get this modified the rudder right there. That's all I did. Because right here it was weighing out like it was going like this. It looked like too elliptical. It may have been that way on the earlier ones, so I really don't know. But I really have done my research on this thing. Most research that I know on this kit, this thing is ancient, it's old like me. And it's been through 3 manufacturers before. First one was Rango, then ITC, now it's Glencoe. The big molded and red plastic, I really meant something back in those days. Well, I knew they weren't red, but spill right there. Nice. The old Grumman duck. The Coast Guard uses these more than anything. They give you a stand right there. They don't exist in this kit, in this box. When Ringo kit in the ITC, it was like a blue stand. Blue. Sea. Like ocean, like blue on there, stand on there. Yeah, nice. Good. I think I watched Murphy's War tonight. I got a kick out of got it behind one thing. He had no idea how to fly one of these things. Boy, was up in the water, and I think it was going. Finally got in the air. These are tough airplanes. Very tough. All metal Malachite fuselage. Pressure comes down, and goes up. I've never seen one of these things land on an aircraft carrier, but they do. I guess they do land on aircraft carriers. Yeah, well, I'm ready to hit the part sec myself too. I've been about 3 hours on here already. So we all know it took me about 3 hours to build this, get this far on it. Thank you for coming in, Bruce. Get well, buddy. Get home and start building models, and you'll be okay. I'll say prayers for you, man, buddy. Get a good night's sleep and you'll be okay, buddy. I sure miss you, man. You take good care of yourself. Thank you for tuning in. I'm with you, model student. I'm going to make me a cup of Joe, too, before I get off here. And yeah, we're up there cranking that landing gear up. We got a head on the joystick. Well, it's got a joystick right here and a throttle over here. It's going like this. Yeah. And I gave me a cup of Joe. I got my TBF over here, 1/72 scale. Probably doing some painting on that. I even got a mask set for that too. Yeah. Oh, coffee. Done. hear you. I hear you. Here's to your model, student. A cup of coffee, boy, that's good stuff. Yep, me too, buddy. I got 6 watching and 14 thumbs up, so we got still quite a few people still with us. Let me see what time it is here. This thing dry. Oh, thanks, buddy. Mr. Daniel Britton gave that to me. Early birthday present. It's my coffee. I want to keep my coffee here all the time. I feel like I'm back in the service again. I feel a lot of models would shift. You know, I was off watch or didn't have anything to do. I always went to the mess decks and got me a big old cup of coffee, sit down and work on the model. Got done with it, put it in my foot locker. There you go. Raymond's still with us. That's good. That's great. He's just busy. Yep, he's painting away. Like me. I work. I'm quiet. I don't say nothing. I just keep on going. And I know you guys are watching me, and I got to get back to it. You guys know that I'm still here for you. TBS right here. So Chuck with 1/32 scale to be done. Should have grabbed it when I had a chance. Turkey. Nice little stand, baby. I like the stand. Look at that. Over there. Yeah, well, fellas, I think I'm calling video night. It's over 3 hours now. I get to sleep, get up early in the morning. Have a good day. Try to get that B-17C ready to go for tomorrow's final reveal. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and watching the video and building along with me. Makes you feel good. Makes you feel warm inside. And I love you guys very much. You guys are great fellas. I couldn't do without you guys. I'm straight up. I can't do without you guys. Same thing with the Grumman duck right here. We build this Grumman duck. Yes, we can. We're building it. And, so I got another build we got to finish up on too. I brought this on out unprecedented. This is my Academy 1/72 scale TBF. I'll be making that tomorrow. And we should have almost Friday night. If the half track comes in and gets Daniel Breton, we'll start on that. We'll have a good time building that thing together. Yes, it is, model student. It sure is, buddy. It's a perfect night every night. We have a good night tomorrow night. If I don't get that half track tomorrow, we'll stay on the Grumman duck and do some painting on it. And we'll probably do some painting on this TBF Avenger too. So we'll probably work on both models. But tomorrow we'll have the final build for my B-17. We'll get that thing done. I'm looking at it. I know you guys like to see it when it's all finished. It's all finished. It'll be nice out in that bright sun out there, I'll tell you that. Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Those that are watching and those that are on the chat board. Thank you very much for your wonderful support. Makes me feel good. And something to live for and something I can keep me going. I can live for. Although we live on a far, far away place from each other, but we're still close as if we were in this room, if I'm in your room. I'd like to thank you everybody for bringing me to your home. And thanks for everything. I appreciate it. All the new adult subscribers, I'd like to thank you for your wonderful candor, views, and comments, and just by watching and participating in my chat board. I want to go back and check out you guys' channel and see what you guys are going on there. Have a good night. Make mama happy, take care of the little ones, stay focused when you drive, and please beware of the surroundings. When you leave your home, make sure you got protection. And please, watch your children, watch your spouse, watch yourself, watch your step, and keep on alert all the time. Model on, living for the dog days of summertime right now. Pretty soon the weather will start getting a little chilly, and that promotes more model building. There's still time for outdoor festivities, participating like barbecues, cookouts, wing games, anything. Thank you very much, guys. God bless everybody. Please say your prayers. May God bless us. See you guys tomorrow night, live action, and stay posted for the B-17C Flight Fortress final reveal. This is Frankie Day Models signing off, and thank you guys again. God bless everybody.